Hello everyone, and today I'll be reading a Kokushibo listener by me. So let's get into it. The two of you have only been dating for 5 weeks now. So it was fair to say that some things were quite unstable between the two of you. But that was only fair. After all, you have not been dating for a long time. And it was taking some time to get used to the other's presence, the way they went about things, their daily routines, and everything in between. So, some things and some differences, they must be sorted out along the way. But that doesn't mean that the two of you will fight over them. Most of the time, you knew how to communicate those issues clearly. And Kokushibo was very good about this. He was very calm, and he cared about you greatly. So he never wanted to upset you by something as silly as a fight. He thought that he should not let anything come between the two of you, and he was quite dedicated in that aspect. He never wanted to fight with you over anything. But sometimes some fierce emotions can get someone to do things that you usually wouldn't. And in that case, he was worried, scared, for your sake. He didn't mean to hurt you in any way or any manner. All he wanted was to get you away from danger. You were being quite careless, and you had almost fallen down a cliff. You had not known that there would be nothing below. You were just running ahead and looking back at him, laughing, the grass tickling your legs as you walked around. But then he grabbed you roughly, so roughly that it bruised your wrist. Oyan, just what in the hell are you doing? Ow, you're hurting me, he said, not really realizing until he lets go and holds you gently close to him. Look below. Look, he said, and once he looked beneath you, you were greeted by the sight of a pond right below the cliff, which would have made it a little bit safer to fall down though, but not really the best option, and it was not guaranteed survival. Regardless, it terrified you and made you tremble a little bit as you just took a few steps back, then looked away, embarrassed. You then immediately understood that he didn't mean to hurt you, and he didn't really notice what you were saying, his heart beating so loudly in his own ears that he did not even hear what you said. Sorry, Ryan. I I didn't mean to be so rough with you. I just meant I know, I know. I was being careless. Thank you. He mumbled sweetly, tiptoeing on your legs to just reach him and be able to press a soft kiss to his lips. He melted into it, closing his eyes, and then his hands went to your hair, dangling in it. He let out a low hum as you kissed, but after that, he picked you up within his arms and took you home. He didn't realize anything about the bruise, and honestly, the pain of the bruise to you, it was the best option, considering that the other one was falling down that cliff and probably losing your life as well. All because you were not really looking clearly and were running around. That would have been one silly reason to lose your life over, and you were quite glad for his presence there. And he would have been glad too, if he did not find out that he accidentally hurt you. He's very sensitive about things that come to you. He doesn't like the idea of you being sad. He does not like the idea of you being hurt by anything or anyone. So he's overprotective of you, even when it comes to himself, probably to an awful degree. So he tried to hide it, but then he sees it while the two of you are eating at home. Ion, what's that? Oh, I just. I bumped into something. You know me and how careless I can be. I mean, this morning I almost just jumped off a cliff by complete accident. You say, trying to make yourself believable, and it would have been if he was an idiot. He knows that something happened, and he knows that there was no way you could have bruised yourself like this, especially when it looks like his hand. So he took your wrist in his hands and looked at it, then frowned deeply. I had no idea. I I hurt you like that? Hey, Kokushibo, it's really fine. I mean, you saved me, and it was an accident. You were worried and you just held me a little bit too tightly, but that's not right, Ryan. He frowned, and then he pressed soft kisses onto your wrist, sadness within his eyes. I'm sorry. I really am. And I hope that does not repeat itself in the future. I hope nothing ever comes to hurt you again. Not me, and not anyone else. And I promise, I will make it up to you somehow. Darling, I don't think you need to make it up. I mean, you've already done a lot today. It was an accident. Nothing less and nothing more. There's no need to worry. Are you sure about that? He mumbled, tilting his head, and he nodded with a soft smile on your face. He cared about you, but sometimes he worried too much, and sometimes he did not even trust himself to be around you. He thought of you as something so innocent, someone who's too pure to be tainted by the evils of this world, and he did not completely see himself as someone that was good or deserved to be by her side. Not yet. There were many things that the two of you needed to work on. For example, he needed to know that he was not doing anything wrong at the moment, and so he pressed another soft kiss to his lips. I promise you, if you did something wrong, I would have told you, okay? So now, just eat up and don't worry about me. I'm fine. Okay, but you let me ice it later. I can deal with that. He smiled, and the two of you got back to eating your meal, letting no worries plague your mind.